Hello and welcome to a new episode of Sable Fox. So in today's episode we are going to talk about how I train Ollie while my daughter is around the whole time. And because let's be honest, if I would have the chance I would always train with Ollie when my daughter is in kindergarten, or I know there's another way she's taken care of. So yeah, but since we are now all in the situations where we are all together at home and we have a teeny tiny apartment of 35 square meters, I just thought that I will show you my tricks about how I train Ollie while my daughter is around. My first tip is actually to have a schedule. Before I did this, I would always be like, yeah, but I don't need a schedule. I just train Ollie whenever there's time, and then let's face it, there's never time. I would always think, yeah, maybe in the afternoon or something, but this would always lead to the point where everybody's clingy, everybody's cranky, and it's just like the mood shifts a bit downwards during the day. So that's why I like to do the training more in the mornings. And when you look at the schedule here, you actually see that most of our training sessions are in the morning. Ollie wakes up and goes for a walk with my husband, and this is really nice for them. It's a very nice routine, and then she can come back, she has some breakfast, and then she just sleeps. And then after my daughter's breakfast, she can have some screen time, so during this time I will train with Ollie. And then she has a break again. And then we will have a little bit of together time, Greta, Ollie and I, and there will be an activity that is carried out by Greta and I'm just supervising. And this is a really nice interaction between Ollie and her, so it's really like growing their bond. During the time my daughter is napping, I will do some more difficult exercises with Ollie or some dummy training or anything like this. And then like over the afternoon, Ollie is mainly free, she can just sleep, that's pretty important for her as well. And then in the evening there's some care time for Ollie, and I just use this time for Ollie to groom her, and sometimes my daughter joins and sometimes not. It's just really nice for them. However, it's just depending on the day, about the mood, how everybody is feeling, if my daughter joins or not. And while I have the schedule, I use it maybe 80% of the time. However, there will be times where it just doesn't work, you know, like life is a bit unexpected, especially right now. So there will be days where we just don't do it and there's a break day, and that's completely fine with me. It's completely fine with Ollie because I know she's pretty well trained over the other days, so she's just relaxing and just sleeping, and we have the schedule as our fallback scenarios then for the other days. Then my second tip is actually to integrate children. Because we know children, they want to be a little bit like imitating us, and Greta was pretty soon fascinated by the clicker, so I started to integrate her pretty early. And by this time I realized the best time to integrate her during our training sessions is when we have a very repetitive, well-known training session. Another great way for them to train together is with our treat and train trainer. And this is really nice to see them interacting, and Ollie is really focusing on Greta because she knows that Greta is having the remote. So yeah, that's pretty fun. I really like to see them together there. Another possibility is actually to have your child as a thrower for dummy sessions. Obviously you can't have like a big distance. Some children get scared with this, but it's a really nice way. Greta really enjoys to throw the dummy, and she's really cheering up Ollie when she's coming. So yeah, it's completely cuteness overload. So yeah, that's the second tip, to integrate your children. And my third tip is to have specific activities that are for children and dogs. And recently I bought this book. This video is not sponsored, I just want to show you because I think it might be interesting for some of you. And we have it as an ebook and I really like it, and what I most like about it is that all the different tasks are executed by children. Whenever I plan to do a task from this book, I will sit down with Greta, flip through the task on the iPad, and she's really fascinated that children are doing it, and it's just really nice for her, and yeah, she gets kind of inspired by it. And then another tip I would have, if there's any equipment for this activity used, have everything prepared beforehand, because this way there's no downtime, because the attention spans of children and dogs can be very small. So yeah, I would like to have everything prepared, and first we flip through the whole task and then we do it. And as I said, I try to be more like the supervisor of the activity rather than that I'm executing it. But yeah, it depends on the day. Sometimes Greta wants to be very independent and sometimes I have to help her with every little step, so it depends on the mood, and just be flexible around it. Maybe this is the biggest tip: be very flexible whenever you train your dog with your child. The next tip is to have an obstacle parcours for your dog and your child, and I don't really differ. The tasks they have to do on each station are maybe differently, but other than that the parcours looks for both of them the same. Ollie always wants me to do the obstacles with her, so that's what she likes about training. That is a way of interacting. With Greta it always changes. Sometimes she wants me to help, sometimes she wants to be completely independent. As I said, just be flexible about it. Sometimes she will do the task I told her that station is for, sometimes she just thinks about her own, or she does completely different things. I'm fine with this. This is more about like occupying and tiring them both out at the same time. And for me it really works. You can do it in your apartment. As I said, we have a 35 square meter apartment, so when we can do it in our apartment, I'm pretty sure you can do it in your apartment as well. And another possible obviously is to do it outside if you have a garden or anything. This is really great as well, and it's just like really occupying, and it takes them going for quite a long time. And my last tip is actually, if you want to train new things with your dog, harder things, do it during the time your child is sleeping or during the child is watching TV. So whenever I have a trick or whatever thing I'm training with Oliver, I know it's very challenging, she might get frustrated. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. If so, leave a thumbs up. If you have another tip how you train your dog with your child, then please leave it down in the comments. I'm pretty curious to read it. And then yeah, subscribe to our channel for more dog content on YouTube, and then I'm pretty sure we will see each other next week. See you, bye!